Hello, everybody, and welcome to a bucket full of chicken necks. It's been a long time since I said that. I don't think I've done a chicken neck since some 3 weeks now, but now back in the saddle, getting ready for the big launch on the Realm Network sometime in April. So I figure to bridge the gap between then and now, we will basically do what we do best. We'll come on here and we'll just talk. We'll just chit chat. I'll tell you everything that's on the mind of Vince Russo. And I got to tell you this to start with. My sleeping habits have gone in the, I'm going to say it, shitter. I don't know what it is. I don't even know what hours I sleep between anymore since this situation went down with me and the former site about 3 weeks ago now, 2.5 weeks. My sleeping habits, listen, I wind up closing my eyes about maybe 11:30, 12 o'clock. Then I wind up getting up 2:30, 3 o'clock. I do some work on the computer. I lay down again at 5 o'clock. I get up again at 7 o'clock. Then at 1 o'clock, I'm taking a nap. There may be another nap at 5 o'clock. I don't know what's going on anymore. I can't tell you the last time I slept through a night. I honestly can't tell you. The 8 hours of sleep, forget about it. The last time I had 8 hours of sleep, I was probably a 13-year-old kid. I don't know what it is. You know, people tell me I drink a lot of coffee. I drink coffee at night. People tell me it's that. I think that's an absolute myth. I don't think coffee keeps me up because I could drink coffee and then go take a nap and fall asleep. I don't think it's the coffee. I think it's the stress of what happened and where we're going and making sure everything's right for Realm when we launch in April. But whatever it is, it's crazy. But I got to tell you, one unbelievable thing came out of it last night. I wake up at about, like I said, 2:30 in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. I come on here, I jump on the internet. I figure let me tweet with those other people that's still up. Let me answer some of the Facebook. I'm trying to get better with the Facebook. And I need likes on the Facebook. I don't even know what that means. They tell me I need you to go to my Facebook and like it. But anyway, I thought I'd catch up on my Facebook. I thought I'd catch up on my, official Vince Russo at Gmail. And while I'm on there, I'm always searching for people to follow because when I go over to Realm, I want to open up my guests to everybody. I'm looking for interesting people. I'm looking for interesting guests. We're going to get into that a little bit later on in the show. But I'm always searching. So yesterday, who pops up in the search column but Natalie Gurko from Mob Wives. I've said it before. This chick is so freaking smoking and so freaking hot, and it's not just the face and it's not just the body, it's the freaking attitude. I love tough girls. I just do. Tough women I freaking love. Joan Jett, Pat Benatar, Deborah Harry, the Donnas, girls like that. I love tough chicks. I love the female wrestlers. I love them all. I love chicks with toughness. And this Natalie Gurko on this Mob Wives on VH1, forget about it. The toughest girl you ever want to meet. So I see Natalie and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to follow her. Let me follow her, see what's going on with her. So I got to tell you this. And listen, maybe it's not everything that I'm going to make it out to be, but it's still a pretty big deal. So I follow this Natalie. I go back to my business, and all of a sudden, as I'm writing on Twitter, boom, 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 it comes up now being followed by Natalie Gurko. She's following me now. Now, of course, this is a huge deal to me. If I could ever get her on the show when we bring it over to Realm, it would be phenomenal. So now I go over to her website. I do a little bit more research. She's got about 79,000 followers, whatever it is, but she's following about 2,000 people. So that's a lot of people to be following. But when you look at the mathematics of it, she's got 79,000 followers. She ain't following all of those. She's following 2,000 of the 79,000. I'll take that proportion. So I'm now being followed by Natalie Gurko on Mob Wives. I'm excited about that. I'm going to try to get her on the show. Listen, I know she's a big star. I'm going to try the best to get her on the show. I think it'll be phenomenal. But I got to tell you something about this Mob Wives too. You know, I'm a big fan of reality TV. They just had the reunion show. 2 parts of the Mob Wives over the last 2 weeks. Fireworks out the freaking yin yang. This freaking Natalie, she's got this unbelievable body. And this is no joke. Remember the old Double J at WWE when he used to have like the sequined gold outfits and he used to have like the little lines of material coming down? Well, on this reunion, and I'm sure it's on demand now. You got to see it, so you know I'm not kidding. This Natalie Gurko, first of all, she's got a knockout body, forget about. So she's wearing this gold sequin outfit, and all she has down the front are these 2 strips of material that are basically just covering the nips. I don't know what to say. What I'm gonna say area. I don't know what to say. It's basically just covering the nips. That's all it's covering. So she's got 2 pieces of material coming down here. Now listen, on this show, every 5 minutes the girls are fighting. So Natalie G is sitting there constantly trying to keep the suspender gimmicks, covering the nips, constantly covering them up. But all of a sudden, the other side, Natalie D, gets up to fight Natalie G. And I'm like, how the frick is this girl going to fight with the nips? And unbelievable television. You got to see it. Tremendous. But here's the part I want to straighten out for you, because listen, I'm Italian. I'm by no means a gangster. But there's this forever debate going on with Mob Wives of exactly what a rat is. Oh, they love the word rat. They're obsessed with this word rat. They think they're Al Capone. It's unbelievable with these Mob Wives and the mob lifestyle, and they're so proud of it and they love it, and they freaking throw away the word rat. They throw it around like I throw around the word bro. So you know what I'm talking. Everyone's a rat. This one's a rat. That one's a rat. We're all rats. Here's the problem. The big debate is, what is a rat? Because I got to tell you, Natalie G is always fighting everybody because they consider Natalie G a rat. This is why they consider her a rat. A couple of things. First of all, she was in a very abusive relationship where she had to wind up calling the cops on her boyfriend for her own safety. Okay, that's scenario number 1. Scenario number 2, she's got this boyfriend, London, in a club a couple of weeks ago with a box cutter. Somebody slices this guy's face open, literally from ear to chin. Okay, and Natalie G, who cared about her boyfriend, tried to help the cops find the guy who sliced him. So, she's protecting herself for domestic abuse. She's trying to find a guy who almost killed her boyfriend. And on the other side, they're all calling her a rat for contacting the police. Listen, I hate to break the news to them. There's this Renee Graziano on the other side. Renee's like a he-she. She's a monster. She's terrifying. She looks terrifying. Nothing attractive about this. Well, she thinks she's attractive. She's got the boobs out all over the place. Blah, 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 blah. She ain't attractive. But anyway, they're always calling Natalie a rat. You're a rat. You're a rat. You're a rat. Listen, when you call the cops, that's not what a rat is. I'm not from the mob life. I'm not, I'm not a gangster. My father wasn't a gangster. He's too busy playing softball at 84 years old. You don't lead the gangster life. But I've watched enough movies and I've done enough research to know what a rat is in the mafioso world. And a rat is what it used to be. Is they used to catch somebody in the mafia. They used to try to get him to name names. And in order for him to name names, they would give him a lesser sentence or put him on the witness protection plan. So basically, he would sell other people down the river, and then he would get a lighter sentence or get off. So he ratted out on those people. That's what a rat is. A rat is you're going to sell other people down the river. You're going to rat out on other people in order for you to get a lighter sentence. A rat is not somebody, oh, my boyfriend's beating the crap out of me, so I'm going to call the police. A rat isn't, if you call the police, you're not a rat. So, and I get fed up because they yell and they scream at this Natalie over the word, you're a rat, you're a rat. They don't even know what the word freaking rat means. That's what the rat means. Go watch The Godfather. Go watch Goodfellas. Go watch Casino. Go watch any one of those movies. If Robert De Niro's in it, you'll find out firsthand what a rat is. That's what a rat is. Okay. Suge Knight's in the news again. I find this totally fascinating. He just went to court. We know he just killed a guy running him over with a car, and it's not alleged. They got the they've got the proof. They got the videotape. There were cameras all over the parking lot. Supposedly, Suge Knight went to the scene of a movie, that the other gangsters were at, whatever. There was going to be a fight. This one's pulling a gun. That one's pulling a gun. Suge Knight gets into his car, tries to get away, doesn't run over one person, runs over two people. The second person he runs over is his friend, winds up killing the friend. Now, all of a sudden, he's in jail, vehicular manslaughter. He ran the freaking guy over. It's as clear as day. The footage is there. Now he had to go to trial tonight because they had to set his bail. Listen, bro, this Suge Knight is about 400 lbs, okay? He's a huge freaking guy. Bro, his rap sheet is longer than I say bros. Let me use that analogy again. The rap sheet of this guy with the weapons charges and the fights and the this and the that and the forget about it, bro. He's got such a rap sheet, it's unbelievable. So now he runs two guys over in his car. Now they got him in jail. Now he's crying to everybody. They're torturing him in jail because there's no blankets, there's no hot water. He can't take a shower daily, and he's in solitary confinement. They're torturing him. This is a freaking guy that God knows how many shootings and killings and drive-bys he's been a part of. On video, he literally runs two people over with a car. Okay, it's not safe for this guy to be running loose in the United States of America. So the judge sees this today. The judge slaps down a $25 million bail on Suge Knight's head, which I think is phenomenal. And the judge said, we're not safe to have this guy running around in society. I'm looking at his record. I'm looking at the videotape of him running over two guys with a car. One guy literally squashed the guy's head with a car. And guess what? You want to get out of prison, $25 million. This Jabib is carrying on and crying because he doesn't have a blanket in his solitary confinement. That's how tough the gangster is that he needs a blanket. Please, I hope they don't come looking for me now that I just cut that promo on him. But I find it absolutely fascinating. Patrick Schwarzenegger, the son of Arnold Schwarzenegger, the guy that's dating Miley Cyrus. Listen to the chucklehead this guy is. So Patrick Schwarzenegger, has been dating Miley Cyrus all over the news. You see him everywhere. This chucklehead goes to spring break, okay, where there are cameras everywhere. And every day on the news, there's these scantily clad girls in bikinis hanging all over Patrick Schwarzenegger. Now, Miley isn't there. He's there by himself. These pictures are appearing every day. Miley's sitting home looking at these pictures. The guy's got to explain everyone, oh, that was my friend's girlfriend. That was my former girlfriend. What idiot in the public eye like that, dating a Miley Cyrus, is going to go to spring break where there's going to be cameras everywhere and is going to have hot-looking chicks hanging all over him and expect to get away with that? I just find that I guess the apple, what I say, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Oh gosh. Here's another thing that bothers me a little bit. Every year, President Obama does his March Madness predictions. We all know it's March Madness, started yesterday, the NCAA basketball tournament. So Barack Obama has a little fun, and they bring him on, and he does his brackets, okay? Well, today on the news, Charlie Sheen is on there today cutting a promo about Barack Obama, that he should be worrying more about the country than filling out, basketball predictions and worrying about March Madness and filling out his presidential brackets. Let me get this right. This is Charlie Sheen, who's got kids with Denise Richardson, who's got other kids, who's gotten himself in so much trouble over the years, has a reputation for hanging out with strippers, being an alcoholic, doing drugs, whatever this guy does. And this guy is going to worry about the president of the United States taking 15 minutes of his time to live his life like a regular guy and, God forbid, have a little bit of fun. I think Charlie Sheen should worry a little bit more about Charlie Sheen. Worry about your kids and your ex-wives and what kind of an upbringing that they're getting, rather than worry about the president of the United States, who for 15 minutes, you know what? I'm going to take a break from running this godforsaken country, and I'm going to do my March Madness picks. There is nothing in the world wrong with that, which brings me to my next thing that I have to talk about. My next thing that I have to talk about is, we got to end this stigma, because I'm done with this stigma. Everybody that looks at Vince Russo, okay, it's wrestling. And it's got to be wrestling. And we got to talk about wrestling. And Vince Russo represents wrestling. And it's wrestling. Let me make one thing perfectly clear to you. Vince Russo is not about wrestling. Vince Russo had a job in wrestling. A job that I did the absolute best that I could. Everywhere I went, okay? WWE, Vicious Vincent's World of Radio, where it all started, WWE, WCW, TNA. I did the best job I could everywhere I went. That was my job, okay? Well, I've been out of that wrestling business now. It's going to be a year in July. I think my relationship ended with TNA in July as a consultant. So you need to understand something. I'm not wrestling. That's not all I do. That's not all I know. That's not all I could talk about. Much like President Obama, I can't do a March Madness bracket because I'm the president and all I could do is run the United States. I can't do anything else. Listen, I need to get off the stigma of the wrestling, and I'll tell you why. I'm going to look you square in the eye, and I'm going to tell you why. Wrestling stinks. It stinks. The product stinks. If they're writing this product now for kids and it's PG-13 and all that, great. Maybe they're doing a good job. Go talk to 12-year-old Johnny or 10-year-old Becca or 8-year-old TC on the corner. Ask them if they like professional wrestling. If they say yes, then the WWE is doing their job. I'm a 54-year-old man. I know what wrestling was before I was even associated with it. I know what wrestling was in the 70s. I know what wrestling was through WrestleMania. I know what wrestling was through the Attitude Era. I know all that, okay? In 2015, wrestling stinks for me and for people in my category because of what we were used to and what we saw and what we were raised on. It is horrifying. It is horrible. There is nothing enjoying about it. I look at these guys with these internet sites and every day with the news and the this and that. Who gives a crap? The product absolutely stinks. And I finally came to the conclusion, I'm not going to waste another second of my time talking about it. I literally was watching 9 hours of wrestling a week and reviewing every show, and I hated every minute of it. It sucked. The show sucked. It was a waste of my time. Then I got to do a podcast and tell you how much the show sucked when you already knew how much the show sucked. You didn't need me to tell you. Man, I have not watched the WWE for 3 weeks. What's changed from the last time I watched to what's happening at WrestleMania? There are 3 matches at WrestleMania that people care about. That's it. That's the set. Everything else on the card doesn't freaking matter. I can't even tell you what the 3 are. Sting and Triple H is the one. Oh, the Undertaker. Undertaker, Bray, the main event. That's it. Who cares about anything else? And nothing's happened in the last 3 weeks to change it. Now, if guys my age want to continue to be on the internet every day and talk about wrestling and pick it apart and examine it, when the fact of the matter is they're writing it for kids, it has to be for kids because it's so god awful. If they want to waste their lives and do that, amen to them, God bless. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not wasting my time watching a show that doesn't warrant me watching it. It's the equivalent of me sitting in front of my television set and watching a television show I don't like. My wife all the time watch the cooking shows and the flip these houses. My wife likes black and white movies, which I think are horrible. I hate black and white movies. So why would I sit there and watch a black and white movie if I'm not enjoying it and I don't like it? It's the same with wrestling. I'm sitting there. I'm not liking it. I'm not doing it anymore. Now, listen. If a topic comes up in wrestling that warrants my professional opinion, that the brand wants to talk about, the Bill DeMott situation, for instance, that warranted discussion. That was a real life situation that was worth talking about. Maybe even something like, Brock Lesnar not happy with his contract negotiations. What's really happening in the world of wrestling? You want to talk about that? I'll talk about that with you. The crap on television, I'm not wasting another second of my life. If it gets better, will I maybe go back to it? Yes, maybe I will. But I don't see it getting any better. I honestly don't. So I want to make that clear. We're going to talk about wrestling on the Realm Network, but we're going to talk about the reality of wrestling, not the crap that's on television. We want to talk about what's going on in the locker room. We want to talk about hot topics. I'm still going to continue to interview the wrestlers. I find them fascinating. I find their lives fascinating. We're still going to do that. But I'm not going to spend 9 hours watching stuff that I would not watch and then sitting here and telling you how bad it is. So I want to get that out. I want everybody to understand that. Just because I'm Vince Russo doesn't mean I have to sit there and watch every god-awful wrestling show, and I'm not going to do it. There is so much more I want to do with this Realm Network, stuff I've been wanting to do for so long, but we just weren't equipped to do it. Now we have the opportunity. So many shows, just so many things. I want to do a show celebrating women. I want to talk a little bit about spirituality. I want to talk about the good old days. Remember when. There's so many things I want to discuss on this show. Like I said, the interviews, but I want to bring people outside of, just wrestling. As I was telling you, I'm always scouting the internet for interesting people. There's so many freaking interesting people. I got an email from a guy a couple of months ago where his girlfriend was in the his sister was in the adult film business. She quit the adult film business to become a professional wrestler. That's interesting to me. I follow this group online that they believe they're mermaids. They think they're I want to talk to that person. What makes you think you're a mermaid? Do you have a fin? Do you swim around in the ocean? Can you hold your breath for 5 minutes? I want to talk to these people. So many interesting people out there, and that's what I want to open the show up to. Is wrestling going to be involved? Absolutely, without a doubt. There's no getting around it. I even said to Jeff Lane, we're going to cover the Daily Dirt. We're going to do that. We're going to cover that on the network. When there's a rant to get into, I'm going to get into it, but I'm only going to do it where it's warranted. Listen, I've said this many times before. I'm a huge fan of Howard Stern. I've been a fan of Howard Stern since 1983. If I didn't accidentally get into the wrestling business, because it was never my goal or intention to make a 24-year career out of it, I would have probably went down Howard's path. I love what he does. I think the guy's a genius. The way he develops characters, the way he has made everybody on his staff superstars. His listeners, the Whack Pack, he's made them stars. They're the show. Does he bring on his, George Clooney's and his, Selma Hayek's and, Jennifer Lawrence's? Yeah, he does. He brings on all the stars, but that's not the show. The show are the people that are there in studio. And also his listeners every day. That's the show. That's what I want Vince Russo's The Brand to become. I want us to all be a part of the show. We're going to start doing call-ins where I'm going to hear your voices now. I'm going to bring you up on Skype so we can see you. I love characters, and I'm chasing characters. And that's what I want to see, because I think that's interesting to me, and I also think that's interesting to everybody else. How many times are we going to go back to the well and talk to the same wrestlers over and over and over and over again? How many times are we going to get comments from CM Punk about UFC? How many times? I want to bridge that. I want to bridge that to all walks of life, all people in life. There are so many superstars out there that you don't know about. I wrote a blog today. I just posted it over on the Realm Network. I'm going to start posting blogs over there on Realm every day, Monday through Friday. If you go to vincerussobrand.com, that'll bring you to Realm Network, and it'll bring you to my little site there and my daily blogs. But I just put a blog out there today. Listen, this channel on the Realm Network that's going to launch in April, this is everybody's channel. This is a family affair. This is me embracing the brand and everybody else who wants to come in full bore. We're all going to be involved in this. We're all going to have a voice in this. I want to develop characters in this. I want to meet you. I want to see you. I want to have conversations with you. If you think you're unique and you're a character that will add to the show, I want to hear from you. So you need to write to me. Tell me about yourself. You want to send me a video, whatever you want to do to reach me. But I check my email constantly, official Vince Russo @gmail.com. You want to write to me there. You want to send me something there. You want to send me a video on Twitter or a video on Facebook. However you want to get to me, I am looking for characters to bring on the show and to make a part of the family and to entertain the masses. That's what I'm all about. You've heard me say it over and over again. Also, any show ideas, anything that you'd like to see me dabble in or tackle or try, drop me a line. Let me know. I'm developing this schedule now, with who's going to be involved, what shows are going to be involved. If there's any talent out there you think should have their own podcast or should have their own voice, let me know. Official Vince Russo @gmail.com. I want to make this at the Realm Network an experience that we all can enjoy, and not the same wrestling stories and wrestling, sorry God, bullshit every single day that is just so dead and it just doesn't matter and it's just so boring to talk about. I want to talk about things that excite me. I want to talk about things that excite you. Like I said, something happens in wrestling that is exciting. We'll get into that as well. But I want to make this a network or a channel for everybody. I want you to be a part of it. So as I get ready for the launch on the Realm Network, it's very important now to give me your feedback as I'm putting schedules together. Also, I'm going to ask you, if you follow me, please follow the Realm Network on Facebook and also on Twitter. You will be doing me a big favor, and I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Again, remember, I want to keep mentioning this to you. If you are a subscriber of the brand at any time, whether you were active when the website was no longer in use, whether you were active or not, it doesn't matter. If you were a subscriber at any time, the first month of the premium content at Realm is going to be free to you. I will give you the link. I will give you the email. It'll be very easy to do. You'll get the entire month for free. So please let me know. I want you to take advantage of that free month. You don't want anything after that. There's no obligation. You walk away. Thank you, Vince. I'm going to go mind my own business now. No problem. But I want you to get that free month. I want to make sure I'm square with everybody concerning what happened at the old website. That is important to me. That means a lot to me. Also, if for some reason you got your name taken off the subscription list and you want it back on, you can email me as well at the official Vince Russo at gmail.com. I've already gotten a couple of requests like that so far. No problem. I'll put you back on the subscription list. You can enjoy your full month. So that's it, everybody. That's a full week of Chicken X. Let me close with this. If I got to look at a sink full of dirty dishes one more day, I literally, I don't know. I'm going to shave my head. I'm going to walk into traffic. I don't know what I'm going to do anymore. Every time I turn around in this kitchen, right behind me through that magical curtain, and you enter Oz, my kitchen, there is 2 sinks full of freaking dirty dishes. All of a sudden, like I've been assigned the dishwasher of the family because, you know, my wife works. Hey, I give my wife all the credit in the world. She works with special ed students. She's a saint. That takes a special person. The diva, on the other hand, couple days a week at Java Juice at Colorado University the rest of the time, comes in and out here like it's the freaking Hilton Hotel, grabs whatever food she can, eats the food, puts the dirty dishes in the sink, gets in my car, and then goes to school. Can't be bothered to do the dishes. Let me tell you another little gimmick she does. I caught on to this little gimmick a couple of days ago. I'm nipping this in the bud too. Keep in mind, she's going to be 20 in June. We have 2 cars. My car is a Ford Explorer. I got it for $3,000. That's why I bought it. But it's a reliable car. It's in good shape. It's a good car. My wife's got a van. Same deal. I think I got her van for $2,500. Listen, I'm not one of these guys that buys $30,000 cars and then has car loans for the next 5 years. I don't do that. I don't spend money that way. I'm very frugal. So, you know, my wife's car was like $2,500. Mine's $3,000. But here's the deal. The Ford Explorer is a gas guzzler. Literally, if the car gets 8 miles to the gallon, it's a lot. My wife's van, on the other hand, you know, is much more efficient. You know, maybe she gets double that. Maybe she gets 18 miles to 20 miles to the gallon. Okay. So my wife drives her car. My daughter has taken over my car. I never have a car. I had to go to the dentist yesterday because I need a root canal. I couldn't go because I didn't have a car. So here's what she does now. She'll run down the Explorer 2E where there'll be no gas in the car. Then she'll have a sidebar with my wife. Next thing I know, she's taking my wife's car out because my wife's car has gas and mine doesn't. Now, she knows full well now that my car is there, I'm going to take it and go out because I'm like a caged animal. I'm like Suge Knight in solitary confinement here. I never get out of these 4 walls here. So every time I get a car, I take it and I go. Usually to Goodwill. I like to go to Goodwill. If I could find an album for $1, I'm happy and I'm thrilled to death. So she knows she takes the car with gas. She knows I'm going to take my car that now has no gas. So she knows I'm going to have to put gas in my car in order to get to where I want to go. So now I put the gas in my car. She comes home. Next time she uses my car because I put the gas in the car, she runs that to E again, has the sidebar with the wife, gets the wife's car. I can't wait to get out of these four walls. I take my car out again. My car's on E. I got to put gas in it to get to the Goodwill. I come home. The car's got gas. She takes the car, repeat, recycle, repeat, recycle, repeat, recycle, repeat. I'm on to it now. It took me a little while to figure it out. I'm not as sharp as I used to be, but I get the gimmick now. I get what's going on now. I see what's going on now, and it's getting nipped in the absolute bud. Yeah, here's another thing. My wife, this blew me away the other day. I told you for my birthday, my son bought me a Amy Winehouse album, right? And I know why he bought it, because he got it at Barnes & Noble. He went through the rack. It was the cheapest album there. I know that for a fact. The album was $13.99. Everything else was $19.99 and up. So he got me the album, knowing I had it on CD, knowing there were 50 other albums I would have wanted. But it was $13.99, so we got the album. So like, okay, he got me the nice gift. What are you going to do? But in the meantime, behind his back, I'm trying to return the album so I could step it up and get something that I want. First of all, I tried every Barnes & Noble in the state of Colorado. If you don't have a receipt of Barnes & Noble, don't ever try to return anything. Forget about. They're not taking anything out. I tried every story on the face of the planet. They wouldn't take it back. So finally, I travel an hour to this really big store. It's called Trade Smart, I think, but tremendous store. I mean, albums and CDs and DVDs and toys galore, bro. The toy department, I go in there, I'm in freaking heaven. So anyway, I go there to return the album, and as I'm talking to the clerk, and I'm telling her, yeah, my son got this, but I already got it. I want to get something else. Yada, yada. I'm doing the best work, the best sales job that I possibly can, right? My wife walks up to the counter while I got this person right there. And she walks up to the counter and she goes, Vin, he didn't get this album here. He got the album at Barnes & Noble. Remember he told you that he bought it at Barnes & Noble? He didn't get the album here. Why are you trying to return the album here? I'm looking at my wife now, like just like the clerk's right here. I'm looking at it and I'm giving her the Iggy, like, you know, I'm doing this gimmick to my wife literally for about 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, she doesn't get it. And she goes on and on and on till finally they don't take the record back because my wife has convinced them I got it at Barnes & Noble when they would have taken it back there. I had the guy at the break to return the Amy Winehouse album. This is my life. This is what I go through. These are the things we're going to talk about. I'm going to tell you another quick story here on Chicken Next about the Dog Man. The Dog Man is the first character in the club. I have now knighted the Ham and Eggers. That's what they're going to be called. Howard Stern's got his whack pack. I'm going to have my Ham and Eggers. Let me tell you this story about the Dog Man. The Dog Man worked for me when I had my CD warehouse business in Atlanta, Georgia. And he literally came into my store one day. This guy had a mullet and was as Southern gets. He had on his Georgia Bulldog jersey, weighed probably between 250, 300 pounds. Big dude, the mullet going, the Georgia Bulldog jersey, the Georgia hat. The minute he opened up his mouth, this guy was a walking, talking gimmick, okay? So, listen, when I meet gimmicks, I engage them in conversation. I love talking to characters. So now I'm engaging them, this, that, and the other thing. The next thing I know, the guy, this is an absolute shoot. He gives me his card. He goes, here, give me a call sometime. Maybe we'll drink a beer. Yeah, they all drink beer in Atlanta. I'm not a beer drinker. But anyway, gives me his card. I look at the guy's card, and on his card, it said Dog Man. That was the name on his card. At that point, I fell in love. At that point, I'm in love with this guy. I hire this guy. He's the manager of my store. We take the dog man gimmick all the way as far as we possibly can. Basically, I had him answer the phone there. CD Warehouse, dog man speaking, bark at me. I had him wear a dog collar. The whole 9 yards, we took the dog man gimmick. Anyway, here's the story, man. I used to buy back CDs at CD Warehouse, and listen, you got to know something. When you're a buyback store, you know people are coming in because they need the money. I mean, watch Hardcore Porn, one of my favorite shows. You know, with Les and Seth. You know, watch the show. So you basically know they need the money. They're coming in with merch. They're basically going to take whatever you give them. So there were a lot of times when people would come in for CDs, whatnot. Bro, if I gave them 50 cents or $1 for a used CD, it was a lot of money. So a lot of my stock in the store was used, material that basically I spent $1 for argument's sake. Okay, you got the picture? So one day the dog man is working the store. And there's this 14-year-old suspicious kid comes walking in. And the kid's looking around. All of a sudden, the dog man, the senses kick in. You know, like the canines that sniff out the cocaine at the airport and all that jazz. Now, the senses kick in. Dog man knows something's up. So now he's looking at this kid. The kid's looking around. Finally, it comes to the moment of truth. The kid takes one of the used CDs that cost me about $1, puts it inside his coat, and takes off for the door. Now, the only one working in the store is the dog man, the manager of the store. The kid, 14, 15 years old, has just lifted $1 CD, okay? Kid hightails it out the door. The dog man now is in pursuit on foot, chasing this kid that there's no way he's going to catch. The guy's almost $3. This 15-year-old kid is 90 pounds soaking wet. So now the dog man's blown up, realizes that he can't catch the kid on foot, gets in his car, his pickup truck, of course, designed with Georgia emblems all over it, hops in the car, now starts chasing the kid in his car. The kid's on foot, dog man's in his car, chasing down a CD that cost me $1. Now, here's the kicker. I drive up to the store and I see this scene unfold. And I see dog man get in his car and hightail it down the road. And I'm like, bro, where are you going? What's going on? Vince, don't worry. You know, somebody stole something. I'm after him. I'm on it. I got it. Don't worry. Boom, he takes off, right? Next thing I know, I go to my store. I open the door and I walk in. This genius decided to chase down $1 CD and leave my entire store open with thousands of dollars of merchandise and nobody there guarding the mint in order to recoup $1 CD. That is the dog man in a nutshell. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about characters. If you're one of them, let me know. I will put you on the network. I will put you on the channel. I will interview you, and we will entertain the masses. Remember, officialvincerusso@gmail.com. Well, that's it for this week. As I said, continue to follow me until the official site is up on the Realm Network. It's going to be sometime in April. But if you go to vincerussobrand.com, that will bring you to Realm. It will bring you to my daily blogs, the daily videos. Everything will be there until the site goes official. So listen, everybody, thanks for listening. I'm thrilled to be back. Again, can't thank you enough for your support. I love you all, and I'll catch you on the rebound.